Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. We've been offline for an hour, but we're back with some more Dota, more joinDOTA League EU action. Division 2 this time. We'll see Aware Gaming going up against Gabe, please. Two teams that people may not be so familiar with, because I know I'm certainly not, at least with Gabe, please. But, well, once again, I'm not alone, but this time I'm joined by Couture for the cast. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. You can't forget our statsman, Roxas.
Oh, no. I would never forget him. He was next. He was next in the list, don't worry, but yeah. Travis thought he had a trip, but apparently he didn't, so he's hanging around. Has nothing better to do than do stats for us, but we're glad to have him around. And, well, we've got Aware versus Gabe, please. And Aware is a brand that most people might be familiar with, but it's a pretty new roster. They only just picked this roster up at the end of March, I believe, so it's a name you might recognize, but the roster maybe not so much. Gabe, please. I don't know pretty much anything about this team other than that they're Danish, I think, and that's about all I've got on them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really hard to know as well because they have at least tagged up 3 stand-ins. So even if you did know the team, otherwise it makes it even harder. But I mean, I know that Sako or Hakon, I don't know if it's meant as Russian letters or not. He's quite a popular, or at least was, a Russian streamer. So that's pretty much all I know about them. I've casted them once or twice, but that's where my knowledge is limited. But I do know that Aware Gaming, they actually get the Invoker, and it's not a hero that you see that often because it's just mostly banned out.
Yeah, Quasi's Sword still ridiculously strong, and Quasi's got a bit of a nerf in the last patch, but still has its place in these games as well. So we'll see how Aware tries to build around it. Gabe, please, wasting no time in picking up Shadow Demon Luna after seeing the Invoker, and, well, Shadow Demon, kind of a deny pick. You don't want to open up any chance for Disruption Sunstrikes with Soul Catcher. That's literally a billion damage, and then you're kind of just dead if there's any other follow-up on top of that, so. But it's also good support for pretty much any team, and Luna is a carry that's fallen off a bit. We haven't seen her quite as much, certainly not in the first phase, and I feel like there's better heroes to grab here. Looking at the bans, there is a Centaur available if they wanted to do that. That's a good hero with Shadow Demon, and Aware will waste no time picking it up themselves because it's quite good with Invoker as well.
Well, I really have to agree with you there. The Luna, definitely not the strongest pick in the first 2, or in the first phase that is. I mean, overall Luna, I like the hero. Overall, I just feel like it doesn't get the farm that she requires to actually be that hard carry. Like, so many Lunas I see just completely fail, and even if they get the farm, they have the farm solo on that hero, whereas the enemy team has it spread out through the entire lineup. So I'm just hoping that won't be the case this game. But Aware, they just have 2 extremely strong heroes, and the Shadow Demon actually, if he goes for this defensive disruption, and Invoker has the Sunstrike, then that's an easy setup for that as well.
Yeah, sometimes Disruption can be your best friend or your worst enemy at times, and I mean, you do control when it goes off, so normally it helps you out, but I mean, if you find yourself behind, you're forced into desperation disruptions that don't really end up helping at the end of the day, but I mean, what else can you do? It's pretty much his main tool as far as helping his friends out, so, well, we'll see what he can manage to do. Going back to the bans, Aware take out the Dazzle, Naga Siren banned by Gabe, and yeah, Naga's just an annoying hero. With the Invoker mid, you would not really expect a Naga, but they take it out anyway. Wraith King, a hero that's seen a lot of play in the 2 qualifiers especially so far. We've been seeing this hero a ton. He brings a lot to the table. Can be a carry or support, pretty versatile. You just casted a Wraith King game yourself with a carry one that he had a lot of farm, but his team did not, and that was a pretty sad news for him, I guess.
Indeed it was. Whoa, we see a Tusk banned out, okay.
Respect. And, well, man, these guys they pick quick. Sand King, IO immediately to follow, and, well, the global presence from Aware already showing itself. And Sand King on top of that is a good hero to pair with Shadow Demon. The damage potential is certainly there. It can also farm the jungle and things like that, but, well, Luna might want to farm that a bit herself, so we'll see if how much farm Sand King's able to get out of there, but yeah, so what do you think about Wraith King as a hero? We've seen a ton of him recently, and you've seen him in a couple of different facets in the last couple of games, especially that one you just cast. What do you think about him?
Well, he's a really strong hero. The stun is extremely strong. Sure, his mana pool isn't that awesome early on, but still you can get out 1 or 2 stuns without actually having to worry too much. Maybe with the magic wand you don't have to worry about not having mana for the ultimate as well. And of course, as a carry role especially, it's so hard to go up against a hero who has constant ages on him, pretty much. But not only that, he also slows the enemy heroes when he actually dies for the first time. It's just, I mean, Aware Gaming, they have a lot of burst damage, so it completely makes sense to ban out the Wraith King, because if you just blow all your spells to kill him once,
He's back.
you won't have anything to kill him twice. And of course, the rest of the team will be happy with all the spells targeted on the Wraith King for the first time. So you kind of have to play around the Wraith King, but you can't ignore him either. So
Yeah, it's
5 seconds.
he's basically a real pain in the ass, and well, we've seen that the Rare Gaming has gone for the Wisp Tiny, so no real surprise there. And the burst damage potential on this team is just absolutely ridiculous. If they relocate in with a Sunstrike follow-up, that hero's pretty much guaranteed dead. So Gabe, we'll have to kind of move together to guarantee safety for a little bit at least. And well, they're gonna go for a Kunkka, so a tanky hero that can maybe withstand some of that punishment, but we'll have to see. It's not a hero we see a ton with. Shadow Demon is pretty good. We've seen a couple of dual lane mids. You and I casted a game not too long ago with it was Virtus Pro who ran this with a Necrophos, but they had a Kunkka Shadow Demon dual lane mid. It worked out pretty good, and well, in one game at least. In the second game, it was still all right, but they ended up losing that game unfortunately. But Kunkka's a fun hero to watch, and Clockwork also taken by Gabe. So initiating hero, strong and tanky,
10
and
seconds
a
remaining.
bit of a pain to deal with. And one way to disrupt those IO tiny ganks, just literally throw a cog in the works and try and disrupt it a bit with the cogs.
yeah, the Kunkka actually, especially if they're going for the ganks themselves, they can just X mark up the Tiny if they're going into the Tiny, just to make sure if IO relocates out, then the Tiny will be brought back. That's one nice point from it. And well, I really do think that Gabe plays they actually might run a dual lane with the Shadow Demon Kunkka mid, the Sand King Luna on top, as well as Clockwork on the offlane then. But the Rare Gaming, I guess they could just as easily go for like dual lane mid, Tiny IO. But the center Earthshaker, well, I thought if they go for some range support, maybe even something like a Lich, they could easily run a Centaur Lich offlane, Invoker safe lane, but
Whoa!
oh, we'll have to see.
My Dota just crashed, so you're going to do
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit of radio
awesome.
cast. We shouldn't miss. Well, if it's going to go away, this is a better time to do it than most. So
Yeah, of course. And well, so far it doesn't look like they actually haven't picked up all their heroes even yet, so it's delayed as it is. And of course, I bet, like in any pro game or a semi-pro game, however you want to call them, there's a pause at the start usually.
yeah, I mean,
I bet this is the one off game that there isn't a pause now.
again, the one time I DC, please, come on, teams, have mercy. But
I'll
Will
just
be-
go with the introductions, I guess.
yeah, well,
As for
go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
for Aware Gaming, Tiny will be or Sima the Slayer will be playing the Tiny with Roger supporting him up on the IO, leaving Sako to play on the offlane Centaur, and the safe lane will consist of Lolik on the Invoker as well as Earthshaker, played by the stand-in Stress. And well, I guess a dual lane bottom with Earthshaker constantly pulling as well as getting XP for himself like that. So, how far are you in?
We're at loading screen. We'll be back in just a second.
Okay,
Very close.
I leave you the precious Gabe team.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, well, I think, man, I'm just coming to not trust stand-in tags. Some people just don't bother tagging up. I'm pretty sure Stress is actually the captain of the team, and he's tagged up as a stand-in, so that's a little bit silly. But
Yeah, they do troll us casters quite a lot.
yeah, okay. Well, we
It's
are
like-
back in. So let's take a look at Gabe, please. We got Kunkka going to be taken up by the Korean zombie. It's a pretty good name for him. Luna going to be played by Balsam. Clockwork in the hands of Prince Uganda. Shadow Demon played by Durum. And last but not least, the Sand King in the hands of Fury, all caps. What a name. But yeah, well, should be fun. I like watching these Kunkka games. They're really, really exciting because you can fight every 45 seconds pretty much, if not more often than that. And there just tends to be a lot of fighting. It's really, really entertaining Dota.
Yeah, with the Sand King as well, they definitely can fight early on. And the Sand King, with the lanes that they're having, I'm guessing the Luna is gonna be at least most of the time just solo up against the Centaur, with the Sand King just stacking and farming up the jungle.
Yeah.
But well, Durum has the double damage. Where do they want to go for it? The disruption does buy enough time for Fury to actually get in range for the Burrow Strike as well. But well, looks like they're not gonna go for it as they see the dual lane mid.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get too many kills here with the way that is, and you know, like you said, 2v2 matchup in the mid lane, not something you typically see, but I feel like it's been working its way, and we've been seeing more and more of these. They're not common by any stretch, but Wisp is getting played a lot more again after some time in the shadows. We didn't see too much Wisp, but it's always been around. But more recently, with the Morphling showing up a lot, Tiny being played more, I think we've been seeing these mid lanes a lot, and well, people are saying it's a pretty decent idea.
Okay, so what does Roxas throw at us? Wow. That's a pretty sick win rate, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and 6.6, 6.81, I mean, it's a combination where you see a better teams trying to stop and end games against worse teams quickly a lot, which is one thing, but we've seen it in like closer games as well, and it's hard to know in which games those win rates come from, but well, it's definitely good. There's really no doubt about that. If you get off to a good start with this combination, you're nigh unstoppable, so we'll have to see how they do handle this mid lane.
Well, so far, Kanka does actually have the last hit advantage. Sima is only sitting on 3 and 1 compared to the Korean zombies 6 and 3. So, I mean, definitely, I think the Kanka Shadow Demon lane should be a bit stronger as well. Up until level 4 or so, when Tiny actually has 2 in both of his combination spells. So, I think it's going to be somewhat passive until level 3 or 4 on both of the mid laners.
Yeah, I agree. And, well, the thing is, Shadow Demon, you'd like to have some room potential. Actually, they're going to go on Korean Zombie a little bit here. No toss. They're not going to throw that up. Knew they weren't going to quite get... Actually, no. Yeah, no toss. So, they didn't really have the potential to kill him right there. He needs a couple more levels for that burst to really show up. Oh.
No, I really thought they might go on the Prince Uganda. Oh, that name.
Yeah, there's some real good names on this Gabe team, to be perfectly honest. It's their stand-in tags maybe a little screwed up potentially, but they got some good names to make up for it, so I can't be too mad.
Well, at the moment, a really passive game, and actually don't even know yet whether Lolik is going for the X or Torbex. Can go for either one, and if he gets the Sunstrike, that's going to be a lot more burst damage suddenly onto Korean Zombie.
Yeah, he's got the 2 points in Quas, so I reckon it's going to be Quas Wex, but that does seem a bit weird to have on a team with a Centaur and the global presence, because that Sunstrike will be really weak, but he's gotten 2 points in Quas so far, so a bit interesting there, to be honest. I mean, if he goes Exhort, you'd think he would have gotten that to last hit, but maybe he just wants to be able to get through this harass the Clockwork can bring to him. Gonna close him up a little bit to force him back, but really no harm, no foul there, and yeah, pretty passive so far. And Durum on the Shadow Demon, like to roam in this hero. It's a really good hero to roam on, especially if the Sand King can come out of the woodwork and help you, and maybe gank that top lane. But with his dual lane mid, he kind of has to stay here and help out his brother, because without that disruption protection, I mean, Korean Zombie could get easily gone on here with a Tiny Wisp combo.
Oh, will they go in for the return?
Oh, there's the Torrent. That's a fair bit of damage to the Soul Catcher. And actually finish this off. Avalanche going to do a lot of damage and, well, hold him back pretty much more than anything. So he's going to go ahead and salve up, and he'll be just fine. But a couple more levels, and they can maybe get that kill. Level 3 Torrent might have actually been able to finish him off there.
Yeah, that's so much damage. I mean, Ayo, of course, can heal him up a little bit as well with his own bottle. But other than that, they have to be extremely careful in the room. He gets the double damage rune as well, and Ayo takes so much punishment due to his low armor.
That right click, but yeah, no, it's kind of funny, the dual lane versus dual lane, because both these supports are trying to control the runes for their respective carries as well. Well, we have Sand King. He's smoked up. They want this kill. Disruption's back up, and Torrent is obviously as well, so let's see if they can manage to pick someone out. I mean, but there's DD runes up, so they're already sitting back a fair bit. Don't want to get right-clicked. Harass is not the biggest thing in the world from a Shadow Demon, but a DD right-click is nothing to shake a stick at, and, well, they'd already try to be a little bit careful. I don't think they'll really get much out of this. Might be a bit of a wasted smoke. Nope, they get it now. Disruption, Torrent gonna follow, and then a Burrow Strike after that, and he should go down here. Right-clicks, he's pretty tanky, but not quite tanky enough. Kunkka grabs the first blood, and nicely executed. Good use of the smoke. Thought they may have ended up wasting it, but towards the end of the smoke, they managed to get it in. Tiny comes just far up enough for them to get him, and nicely played.
Yeah, that was a really nice avalanche by Tiny, but just outnumbered completely, and the Burrow Strike actually followed up after the avalanche anyway. And he didn't actually even have mana for the toss afterwards, so couldn't even harass them back home. Korean Zombie just bottle crowing, he'll be fine in the mid lane, and actually him getting the levels due to the Shadow Demon just roaming around a little bit, it's really huge because he does so much more damage than
Earthshaker
Tiny.
getting caught in cogs. Oh, Prince Uganda, what a sneaky play. He was just standing behind that tree, and then Earthshaker just walks right on past it. He had the ward, so he knew he was there. And just...
Oh, mid lane, the Korean Zombie? No, we'll run away.
Clockwork loses a bunch of his mana bomb to an EMP, but his health is in a pretty nice spot after getting that solo kill even, so nice play by him so far in this offlane. And Clockwork, he's got only 9 last hits, but that kill helps make up for it just a little bit. Centaur doing a lot better in his offlane CS-wise with 17, but he's level 5.5. Clockwork's at level 6 now with that kill, so decently even in the offlanes, I would say, as far as that's going. And they're only going against dual lanes, if that, because of how the dual lane mid is working, so it's an interesting game all across all these lanes as to how they can play it.
Yeah, at the moment, Gabe, I mean, they have the kill advantage. So they have the gold from that, and of course Sand King, you can see him just farming up the jungle at the moment. He's level 4, so not that significant by any means. But if he will just continue doing what he is at the moment for another couple of minutes, stack them up, farm them up, that's going to be like around a 10-minute blink dagger maybe if he's lucky.
Yeah.
And once he actually gets that, it's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, the
Oh, mid lane.
Disruption. Thrown up torrent. Not quite enough damage though, and the Sand King's not close enough to follow. Sand King actually. Oh, what a toss! Oh, the boat's gonna fly in, but can they actually finish off this Sand King? Doesn't look like it. The mana just not there for another toss or avalanche, so it looks like Sand King will get away all right. But that toss did a ton of damage to 2 heroes, and that was a good save from the Tiny. And this is one hero. If you go on him and you don't quite get him, if he gets off a couple hero avalanche, suddenly the gang's turned around on you, and it's you giving up the deaths and not the opponent.
You definitely can't underestimate the burst damage of that. And actually one thing we actually haven't mentioned is that even if the Centaur doesn't get his Blink Dagger early, the Tiny can just toss him on targets.
Yeah, that's always a bit silly. Like, I used to play a lot of Magnus. If you get tossed in on a Magnus from a Tiny, it's free Blink Dagger RP on people that just don't expect it. It's really fun. Toss plays are some of those... That's like Dota Cinema top 10 style plays, some of those things you can do with Toss, but... Well, mid lane settled down just a little bit. Tiny's gone for treads. Right out the bat here. Really nothing too surprising. Wisp has a bottle. Not a whole lot else. Clockwork looks like he's working towards that blade mill with that Robe of the Mage in his inventory. Invoker looking for the kill.
Oh, they want to go on center top lane. They have the Eclipse as well, and they will get the kill with it. Really nice body blocking by Fury there.
And Centaur... Oh god, look how close Centaur was to level 6 too. That's a shame. If he has Stampede, he gets out just fine, but one creep away.
Yeah, that, ironically enough, that was actually why he was a little bit out of position. He wanted to get that one creep worth of XP so bad.
Yeah, it's tough. He knew exactly. He knew what would happen eventually. Eventually the Sand King Shadow Demon, they come around and they try to gank you, and he wanted that Stampede. Not quite gonna happen though. Clockwork picking up a smoke, and he does have his level 6 now, so he's gonna want to try and get something done with this, I guess. Has full levels of Battery Assault as well on top of that, so if he finds a hero here, he can do a fair bit of damage. Maybe he can look for the Invoker.
Oh, he goes in.
Oh, yep. And, well, we'll have Ghost Walk, so, well, this is awkward.
Well, that's all of the Clockwork's mana and his ultimate.
Yeah, that's just like, well, it's like, well, it doesn't matter what you do, buddy. I'll just Ghost Walk in. Well, that's Crossbox Invoker for you. You kind of have to think about that sometimes, so... Bit of a wasted smoke there. Or did he actually not use the smoke? He just hooked in, I think. No, he did actually use the smoke. Never mind. Well, yeah, that kind of sucks, but, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Oh god, I missed Travis's original question. Oh my goodness.
It was
over 60%
something
win
that
rate?
out of 25 picked heroes, only 3 supports have a higher than 60% win rate. Something around those lines.
I would guess Wraith King in a support would be up there. Top lane, maybe?
Oh, if they get the disruption body blocking, oh god, he's dead. Or is he there to relocate?
Okay. Turning around with the Stampede as well on top of that. Toss damage going to come through. Avalanche use didn't catch too much, but Sand King will go down pretty quickly, not able to get any Sandstorms off. And was taking a ton of damage from the Lucid Beam and the Luna right clicks as my camera goes all over the place because I accidentally minimized my window. But we're back, and, well, didn't miss that much. Luna does go down as well to the Tiny, and that Tiny damage, that relocate, they thought they had that Centaur for sure, but I guess they just didn't know that Wisp was level 6 yet. He only just hit it.
Well, that's the power of the IO, of course. And now, oh, they might get the wraparound onto the room. Do they actually know the Shadow Demon is there? I don't think so.
It's a tough hero
Or,
to go
well,
on.
they do blink him out.
Yeah, they know he's there, but, I mean, he's nice in the trees. He has disruption, and TP support could follow as well. They want to be pretty careful. They hadn't seen that Clockwork in a while. Now they know he's up here, I'm pretty sure, so...
Oh, mid lane Korean Zombie might be in trouble. He gets blocked in by the Fisher.
Nice fish. Avalanche, and then a toss. Oh, the toss actually does next to nothing. Korean Zombie with the boat buff, living through this so far, but then gets one big punch in the face. But Eclipse doing a ton of damage. Is that a triple kill for Luna? He just needs to finish off this. Yes, he does. Man, that Eclipse with no creeps around and all those heroes at low health. Oh my god, what a turnaround. And that looked like it was pretty bad, but boat buff kept Kunkka alive just long enough to allow Luna to get in there and do the damage she needed to do. So really nice turnaround, and that's the power of Kunkka. That boat buff, can't underestimate it.
Yeah, Luna now, she has her drums finished all of a sudden. That's a lot of gold for him. I mean, 11 minutes in, that's a pretty farm Luna, sitting actually at 500 gold per minute now. So if he's not taken care of soon, he's just gonna be forced to be reckoned with. But then again, oh, there's another relocate. They go for the toss, they get the
A
slow.
lot of damage, and Avalanche to follow. A couple of punches should be able to get this, but she's a really, really fast hero. Burst Strike, actually to watch her. Stacks with the disruption a bit, unfortunately. Soul Catcher on a Tiny. Fisher, oh, Luna, why did you hang around? Trying to get that last Lucid Beam off for a kill, maybe, but gives up the killing spree to Earthshaker.
Oh, that was, I guess, a little bit greedy, and of course, it's really easy to underestimate the just length of the Fisher. I mean, he was like, okay, no hero can actually get me from that far without me seeing him coming in, but suddenly Fisher in the face just on the edge, and that's about it.
For Travis's trivia, I guessed one and got one right. He says I only got one right, but I only guessed one hero, so I nailed it.
So 100% accuracy.
100%. Take it. Take that, Travis. I'll show you. Bring your trivia game. But, well, looking at things, Centaur has just finished his blink, so that's pretty good news for them. Their mobility starting to get a bit ridiculous with the Wisp plus that blink. And Earthshaker, with that kill on Luna middle, has a fair bit of gold himself. Did go for Arcane Boots before getting a blink of his own. Guess he decided with Centaur on his team. Doesn't need to be the guy to rush the blink per se, but he'll
toss Earthshaker.
Oh. Toss the Earthshaker, Echo Slam. Oh my goodness, please. That'd be so awesome too, but well, we can only dream so far, but he's got a pretty fair bit of experience too after that kill at level 8. Taking a look at hero levels overall, the supports on Dire are woefully underleveled. That Shadow Demon's still level 5, Sand King only 7, and the supports both level 8 on Aware Gaming, so looking pretty good so far. Oh, EMP top lane also taking a fair bit of damage. He will go down and relocate. Just a bit of a formality at that point. They could maybe leave Tiny here if they want to push this tower, but he'll have to go back. I mean, the Wisp will at least. They might.
Oh, they find the room as well, maybe? The Fisher is cooling down.
Yeah, they get the Tornado. Stomp actually not going to land from Centaur. Managed to get the disruption off. He probably will go down. Echo Slam grabs a couple of heroes before he goes down as well. Barely able to get that off. And, well, double edge. Invoker picks up the double kill. So, Earthshaker, your life was not in vain. Got a 2-hero Echo Slam off. Helps get 2 kills. So, 3-1 trade in favor of Aware. And even with there's a little bit of a mistake. Oh, a Wisp. Well, I guess he where he relocated back to was not the safest place in the world, so he goes down, but that's okay. Invoker's trying to take down this top tower, but by himself, not Exhort, not going to do a whole lot of damage to this tower, so he'll back off.
Yeah, what do you actually think of the Invoker going for the Hand of Midas? I mean, usually Exhort Invokers go for it anyway, but on the Wex, don't see it that often.
Yeah, it's not quite as good, because the attack speed doesn't really help your right-clicks much, because you don't have any Exhort, obviously, and you get plenty of... If you want to right-click, you have Wex, you attack really fast anyway. The levels are always good on Invoker, though. I feel like if you can get the Midas, and with the start Aware's had, they feel pretty safe going for this. It'll also let him get to Exhort faster, and he will want to deal damage in this game at some point, so... I think it's perfectly fine. They certainly haven't been punished for it too hard, and they have a Tiny on their team and a Centaur, so... There's a bunch of space creators. They don't necessarily need this Invoker to be the guy who's like building defensively and things like that. So I think the Midas is a fine choice this game.
Well, so far he hasn't been punished for it, and actually he's 3-0-2, so the Invoker's doing pretty well, and just a random Tornado, expecting heroes to come that way, but, well, it was pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, Sand King has his Blink as well, so they might look for a hook in, and then like maybe a Blink Burrow Strike Epicenter as well. Disruption to start it off. In comes Centaur, completely biffs the Stomp. EMP gonna hit the Centaur only, or sorry, the Kunkka. Epicenter gonna fly through. No, sorry, that's an Eclipse. It's doing a fair bit of damage, but can't quite finish off the Wisp. Tiny's still alive as well. Those heroes are on the run. On the other side, Shadow Demon does kill off the Invoker. And there's just two different fights going on here. Centaur trying to man-fight this Kunkka, kills himself basically with the double edge. Earthshaker finishes off the Kunkka though. And the rest of the Dire team is coming down, trying to finish this off. Lucid Beam will fly out, as well as a Demonic Purge. Not quite able to kill off Stress though. Has a Fissure in 5 seconds. Can he actually get anything done? Cogs will come out. EMP as well, but Clockwork should get out okay. Invoker actually bought back for that, and I don't think he actually achieved anything, so bit of a waste there, but at least he has Midas, gets that gold back. Who even cares, man? Just infinite buybacks. And,
well, his TP saved the Earthshaker, so, I mean, he got something for it, and actually, it might, in the end, be a huge buyback, because if Stress had gone down, he's actually sitting at 1.6k gold on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, okay.
So his blink would have been delayed by quite a lot, so I guess in the end, it might have been worth it.
Well, time will tell. I think at the end of the day, it was a 2-for-1 in favor of Gabe, please. I think with the buyback on Aware as well. So, fight definitely going their way there. Not a huge team fight win by any respect, but I mean it's fine. Their late game is pretty decent with Luna and the Kunkka on top of that. So, can't be too upset with taking a 2-to-1 fight. And
actually, that fight, it would have been just a perfect fight for Gabe. but the Earthshaker, the Fisher, it didn't stop the epicenter from being channeled, but it stunned the Sand King just after the channel, so the blink didn't come out. So epicenter did absolutely nothing. Kanka got stunned as well. The Fisher also blocked the path away, so even the Burrow Strike couldn't come out from the Sand King.
Yeah, that fissure was really good. I think it actually stranded the Kunkka on the other side of it too, letting him get hit by the EMP as well. So, yeah, definitely a nicely placed fissure, and it was perfect distance too, ending right at the.
Oh, they're going on Lolik though.
Yes, they are. Torrent X combo not really all timed at all there. It's a level 2X, so he should have been able to land that, but they're trying to surround the Invoker here. He has a DD rune, and he does have a Ghost Walk if he needs to. But oh, here's comes a Tornado trying to save the Centaur, but Sand King coming to the rescue, and well, EMP to fly out. Oh, Cogs on 2. Boat's gonna hit on Lolly as well. Oh, Lolik, sorry. So Clockwork gets a double kill. At the end of the day, nice hook on a couple of heroes, and well, they should get a tier 1 tower off the back of this too, with Invoker down for 40 seconds.
That was some really nice picking off by Gabe. They only lost their support for 2 core heroes. Earthshaker now comes in to try and delay this push, but of course not successful. The Luna is really good for tower pushing if you're just grouping up with the extra bonus damage from Lunar Blessing.
Yeah. And both of these teams have pretty good pickoff potential, but it seems like Gabe Please has been finding the pickoffs a bit more consistently and starting the fights on their terms. That's why they're coming out ahead. The initiation's just not really there from Aware, and they have a lot of ways to lead off, but the Centaur stomps at the start of the fight. They've been coming in a bit late and missing heroes occasionally, so not too terribly reliable. Maybe Earthshaker, once he gets his blink, he's really close, can help make up some of that difference as well with some blink fissures or blink echo slams and start the fight off on their terms.
Yeah, and he's actually pretty damn close. Only, actually, he sells some stuff for farm. No, he just was farming up the creeps, so he actually has enough for this blink dagger now. Then again, Clockwork actually has his blade mail finished as well. So if he activates it at the right time, especially maybe into even a tiny combination or the Centaur, this blade mail, it has the potential to be just great. And Aware, I mean, if they don't know that the item is coming up, they have to be, I mean, they can't even be careful of something that they don't know exists. So yeah, Clockwork, I mean,
they like Aware just has they have a lot of just spam AoE damage between like Tornado, EMP, even Wisp Balls, Avalanche, Toss, Centaur Stomp, and all of Earthshaker's spells. I mean, it's gonna be hard not to hit that Clockwork if he has his blade mail on, to be perfectly honest, and especially if he puts himself right in the middle with a good hook.
Yeah, well, one good thing for Aware at the moment is that Zima actually has finished up his Aghanim Scepter 18 minutes in with the power treads on top. That's pretty decent for a Tiny, and with the Aghanim Scepter, of course, his farm will just accelerate so much. The only thing is that they don't have any stacks at all. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, they've had. Yeah, actually, I don't know who's been really. I guess they just haven't been stacking at all. They don't really have heroes that have been farming them. I don't think so. It's not a priority, but they've been fighting a lot, so you can't really blame them. They've been too busy fighting. Like sports don't have time to stack, man. Wisp has to find kills with his relocate. And, well, we've seen Earthshaker having to make plays all over the field as well, so Stacky just hasn't quite, they just haven't had the time, to be perfectly honest. But, well, Invoker has a 4-staff done. We'll see what he looks into for his next time. There's a lot of options on Quaswex Invoker. On Exhort, you generally go for, like, a Necro book, potentially, but, I mean, on Quaswex, you could get, like, I don't know, you could get an Orchid. Travis would love that. There's a bunch of other items you can get. A Yule Scepter at some point's pretty damn good as well, like, for even more lockdown. We'll have to see what he wants to go for first.
I think the Orchid usually is pretty nice, but I think Gabe, they don't want to like split push too much or do anything of the sort. If they go, they're gonna probably just group up and go. So the Orchid Invoker with just scouting with the Ghost Walk, it's way more effective if people are just farming the jungle constantly and are spread out.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think it might be a strong item, at least maybe to ensure even that Kanka doesn't get his Ghost Ship or any
other
spells.
On it too, they find the Wisp and the Tiny, but well, Blade Mail's gonna go off and does a ton of damage to the Tiny. I guess he didn't expect that. He's gonna try and finish off this Clockwork, but Epicenter cleans up the job. A really nice find with that Blade Mail, because what do you do as a Tiny if he hooks in on you like that with the Blade Mail on? There's really no response.
Oh, they're going on Sarkok as well.
Alright, this time he lands the Torrent combo. I'm gonna throw up a demonic. No, it wasn't a demonic perch, it was just a soul catcher. But they do finish it off, so 3 kills going their way, and like I said earlier, the pickoffs, they're fighting them, and catching at the Wisp Tiny and killing off both of them is a huge win for them.
Certainly is, and oh, actually BKB popped by Balsam Lolik, at least forcing out the BKB on the Luna, so that's the first 10-second charge. It's pretty nice actually if you can just bait it out and survive.
Yep, and well, Gabe Please also turning pickoffs into towers, and if they can limit they've already killed all the tier 1s. If they can start taking some tier 2s... Oh my god, Blink Echo Slam on only Korean Zombie. There is a relocate follow-up, so they will grab this. So.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, that damage. And now, well, that's what a Blink Echo can do. And that was just on one hero, too. So, well, that's the first step to finding the pickoffs of their own. Kunkka, not the most important hero, and he managed to buy his BKB out before that, so he's not too upset, but that's some good kill gold going the way of the Earthshaker, who doesn't really need that many more items, but he can go for an Aghanims at this point if he wants to, or maybe a Veil. He's got a couple of options, but he's got some gold to work with if he wants to work towards one of those bigger items.
Yeah, the Veil actually would be pretty nice. Avalanche Toss with the Double Edge and Hoofstomp. Yeah, and even the Invoker doing some.
There's a ton of Magic Burst. Yeah, Veil would be pretty damn good here, so... Well, we'll have to see what he does go for. The stats from Aghanims certainly do help you stay alive a bit, but you get a couple. You get some armor from, like Burst Strike mid lane. Earthshaker could be in a bit of a trouble, bit of a sticky wicket here, and he'll get battery tilted up. Picked off pretty damn easily. No friendly creeps for him in that Thunderdome to draw the battery tilt. So he goes down pretty damn quick. Dominating straight for Clockwork, he's played phenomenally this game so far. Prince Uganda, making Uganda proud.
He certainly is. I mean, really playing well, like I said. He's almost level 12 as well. He has his 4-staff finished, and actually Earthshaker bought up 2 pieces of the 4-staff as well. And I guess it makes sense because we just saw that Earthshaker, he has no way to get out of the clock. He can't even cast spells due to the battery assault.
Yeah, and the more 4-staffs, the better, to be perfectly honest. And, well, Tornado gonna fly through, only catches 1. EMP will not hit on anybody, but does manage to spread the team out a bit. They're actually going to throw a casual boulder into the pit. Invoker might pay for that one with his life. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure. Oh, was that scouting meatball really worth it? The answer is no. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that they're actually going to go in like proper team fight. Sure, there was always the relocating by the IO Tiny that could have been there anytime. But I think the Earthshaker should have been the one going in first and maybe even blocking off the entrance of the Roche pit. Just so they can't run anywhere, but now they just give away a kill, they give away Roshan, and Gabe, they're looking pretty good, and actually, I guess, looking at the graphs, they're a little bit up and down with, at the moment, Gabe having around almost 5k gold, or XP lead rather, and well, the hook shot
barely misses off. I mean, he was close, but the range I don't think was quite there. Level 3 hook, maybe he finds that one, but he took a shot. He'll be down for a couple of seconds, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. Mid lane. Sand King. No, not Sand King. Sorry, Sand King helping find the kill. Earthshaker's the one who goes down. Man, strength supports. One day I'll get them straight, but... Well, and they get another kill for them. They find themselves leading in the kills 19 to 12. Towers ahead by 1 as well. And net worth, I mean, I took a look at the graphs as well. This game's still within reach for both of these teams. Aware, certainly on the back foot a little bit after these recent kills, but one more good team fight with a really nice initiation. They can clean up fast if they actually find the fight, but there is now an Aegis on Luna, so it's gonna get a little bit harder for them.
Yeah, at least the Tiny actually has a BKB now, so it doesn't have to be that afraid. Sure, they can still maybe kite him around with the room, saving the Demonic Purge. At least I hope that's what he's gonna save it for. Oh, Tornado mid lane.
We'll catch a couple heroes. Definitely Blast flies through as well. Not getting a whole lot. Oh, the EMP barely catches Korean Zombie as well, so he's pretty much out of mana and health. And in the meantime, they get the tower, but Wisp and Tiny do split push top, and they grab that, and no deaths on either side, so pretty much a fair trade. I mean, killing both those towers exposes the jungle for both teams pretty evenly, so I don't know. Pretty much a wash there, and well, Sand King has a Veil, so we might be going, I don't know. We might see 2 Veils this game, 1 on each team, and that'd be pretty fun. Lots of magic damage coming forth, and the burst is getting ridiculous, and Luna's BKB, I don't know, she hasn't really used it in a fight yet, unfortunately, which she has BKB Aegis. They may want to try and take something sooner rather than later, but she's also pretty contentious farming it up, so can't be too upset with where she is.
Yeah, I think they actually might pressure the tier 2 tower now in this bottom lane. It's a really good tower to actually take down, especially if you're, I mean, on the dire side, you just restrict access to the Roshan pit even more to the Radiant side.
Yeah, I mean, they're already having the 2 tier 2s down mid. Sorry, the 2 towers down mid, not the 2 tier 2s. There's only one of those mid, but casual toss. Showing Luna he means business, but not a whole lot more he can do. Shadow Demon is coming down, trying to find the disruption, but don't think he quite can. Blink Burst Strike, potentially, but no, not going to happen. They're not going to dive past the tower for that. But you're going to see TP in from the Invoker. Actually, if he throws a Tornado out pretty quickly, he might catch someone. I think he was trying to throw the Invoker there, but TP was not, that TP was not the first one. Stampede coming in, but Luna doesn't give a damn, man. Pops the BKB, runs right in, starts right-clicking here. Center falls so fast with the right-clicks of Luna. And she has an Aegis. Oh, nice hook on a Tiny. The BKB will disable him just a little bit. Balsam trying to get away with that. Aegis still intact, and he does. Invoker gets caught out as well. And Luna doesn't even die once. Aegis is still online. They find 4 kills, only lose the Shadow Demon. That is a fantastic fight for Gabe, please, and pretty much a disaster for Aware. I mean, they had a chance there, but the Stampede just not able to catch anybody. Oh, Fissure. Oh my god. They're almost killing Suna so many times.
Well, I mean, Aware, they definitely did miss the Earthshaker there, and once the toss actually failed, if they didn't toss the hero, I think they went in way too deep. They used the Stampede just to try to chase. They didn't even catch them properly. And of course, Luna just pops his BKB and turns it around with the Eclipse.
I mean, sometimes, like, people generally, like, have the mode of thought where if you have a BKB carry with an Aegis, sometimes you wait until the first death is done and you're like, okay, well, now I actually might die, so let's pop BKB. I guess I just didn't expect her to just pop it and turn around on them like that, and they got completely off guard by that, and, well, maybe they didn't know the rest of the team was there as well, and they turned, and it was a fantastic fight. Clockwork finding the Tiny as well and saving the Luna's Aegis, so they can even continue the pressure if they want to. Aegis will be reclaimed in 2 minutes roughly, so they do still have time to take more fights if they want to.
Yeah, they could go for the last outer tower, being on the top lane. And actually, Clockwork, he's sitting on 3.3k gold, so if he wants to go for it, he can get the Aghanims easy enough. I mean, I guess he even might go for something like a Shiva's card, slow down the Tiny's attack speed.
I reckon with the amount of money he's built up, I think it's going to be an Aghanims, and I think that's a really, really nice choice. I mean, keep that Tiny locked down and then find even more hooks in these fights, clean up more kills. I always like that item on this hero.
They might find Tiny.
Well, they will, but who's found who here? There's a Stampede popped, and, well, he'll run right out. Wisp might be in a bit of trouble. Tries to tether his way out, but gets locked down and cleaned up, and, well, hurts a little bit. Losing the Wisp, not nearly as bad as losing the Tiny, but he's on the run now, and there looks like, oh, what a hook in, and they'll find him. Runs right past the ward, so I guess that ward's certainly paying off. But the BKB, and he's like, oh, God, get me out of here. He force-staffs himself out. Tiny's still stuck in the cogs, trying to get his way out, but here comes Luna with the right clicks. His BKB's going to run out. Lucid Beam or a Burst Strike actually will just clean it up, and, well, dominating streak for the Sand King, and they're just finding the kills on this, and another brilliant Hawkwork Cloak. The hook from the Clockwork finds its way in, and, well, he's playing out of his mind this game. 9-2 and 4 right now, and that's on that Clockwork.
Oh, Lolik though might find at least one counter kill. Shadow Demon is really low. The Tornado, well, the EMP is cooling off.
UCC just definitely wave right click maybe. Oh, defensive disruption. Oh my goodness. If they actually find this. Oh my goodness. If the Shadow Demon doesn't die. Okay, he does get him, but that is the definition of not worth it. But he will go down, and that just, I don't know why I didn't just cold snap and try to finish that off.
I have no idea. It just went a little bit too greedy there. I guess he thought that burst damage from Deafening Blast would be better. I mean, Cold Snap, he probably would have gotten the disruption off for sure, so he was trying to go for the burst, I guess, before the disruption comes out. Well, as we saw, just completely backfiring for him.
Yeah, and he only has 3 points in Exhort, man. Like, that Deafening Wave just doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and I don't know, man. The damage just is not there from that hero right now, and they're really lacking it because they're getting a bunch of heroes low in fights. Tiny doing a pretty decent bit of work, but he's just got no help in this game.
That is most certainly true. I mean, we actually haven't seen a proper fight by Aware at all. They've just been getting picked off. At the start, they actually were pretty decent. I mean, Gabe got the first few kills, then Aware started striking back, but suddenly, I mean, they die just one by one, more or less.
Yeah, the pick-off game is certainly in their favor. Clockwork, once again, setting the tone there, and Shadow Demon as well, finding disruptions too, but they're moving around as an effective pack, and once Sand King got his couple of items, he started basically moving around with Shadow Demon pretty much everywhere they went, and finding pickoffs and things like that, in addition to the Clockwork. So they've been playing their lineup to near perfection ever since they got their big items on these heroes.
Yeah, the big items still keep on coming. I mean, you were talking about Aghanims. It is finished now on Clockwork, and actually Roxas, he told us that with an Aghanims, the Clockwork has a 78% win rate. I think it was, so yeah. That's pretty damn good. And actually, the Korean Zombie, he's working, which I would guess is a Daedalus, not a Monkey King bar.
I'd reckon so as well. And yeah, his damage is going to start becoming something you can't ignore either. And he's a tanky son of a gun. That plus boat buff makes it really, really hard to kill anybody on the side of Gabe.
And there's a butterfly on Balsam as well. My god.
Oh, wow. I didn't even like... Oh, whew. And also 2.2k. We just kind of lost track, but he's been getting a lot of kills. And I don't think he's died in quite some time. No, never mind. He died. Did he actually die any time recently? I don't think he has. He's 8-3-7. His last hit count, just checking the CS, is up to 230. Tiny's not that far behind in CS, but the kills, giving Luna a pretty decent net worth lead. And, well, it's getting a bit ridiculous. I mean, the heroes just can't stand up to her right now when she turns that BKB on. Once that BKB timer goes down a little bit, maybe they can, but it's still only at 8 seconds. So it seems like she bought that ages ago, too, and she's barely used the damn thing.
Yeah, she really did. I guess it comes down to them just not properly team fighting at all. The one fight at the bottom actually was the closest to a full-fledged team fight. But even then, the Earthshaker was missing, and they, at least at the moment, until the Tiny gets like super huge, they definitely do need the Earthshaker to jump in and make an impact.
Yep, for sure. Well, we see Gabe please going for Roshan here, and Loom doing a fair bit of damage to it. I just don't know if Ware can really react to this. They do have a relocate, I assume. Yes, they do have it up if they want to, but I just don't think they feel strong enough to challenge this. They need like some sort of masterful initiation, like a huge Tornado EMP or like a 4 or 5 man Echo to actually make a difference in these fights, but, well, looks like they're just going to give it up. Tornado flies through, but, I mean, that's just a formality at this point. They'll clean it up.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Well, that's just the Dire advantage right there. You can't really contest an Aegis if you're so far behind. I mean, if they had like a Darkseer or something around those sorts of heroes, just for the massive team fight, maybe. I guess Tiny wouldn't have been too bad as well, but Gabe, they positioned themselves so nicely anyway around the Roche area, only actually having the 2 heroes inside and the other 3 just boxing enemies out. There wouldn't have been anything that they could have done, and that's actually Daedalus now finished on the Korean zombie. And well, it's looking scary forever.
Yep, yeah, he's got the BKB, Daedalus done, and, well, that's gonna be a ton of damage come up. One lucky crit, I mean, they probably don't even need that to win a fight, but if he gets one, it'll be over in a flash, and, well, we'll see how they play it out. I believe that Aegis is now gone. Oh, no, sorry, no, they just got the new one, didn't they? Oh my god, I'm like 10 minutes in the past, but, well, Centaur is hanging out in the trees. I don't know, he's not gonna find a whole lot up here, I don't think, but he just waits for the storm to pass, and probably gonna try and, I don't know why he just doesn't TP out. I guess he could just walk away now, but, I don't know. He's just chilling. It's fine. He's a guy in the forest.
Well, you have to be one with the nature.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, he certainly is. He's been up there for, like, a good minute now. I don't know what he's doing, but
I guess he wants to just creep skip one wave so that the backdoor protection kicks in and the push won't be as effective.
I mean, the creeps are already at the tower. I mean, this tower is dead. I mean, this is annoying to be sure,
top
but
tower has fallen.
they can maybe keep going here. They won't have the creep follow-up, so just gonna do some chip damage probably and back off, or force a glyph and leave, and that's just fine. But, well, they're sticking around. Gonna get some glaives on these creeps and clean that wave up pretty damn quick. And Sand King actually finds the Wisp. Where did that even happen?
Yeah, they were pushing the tier 2 tower together with Tiny, and Sand King just came on. Oh, they're going on Luna or trying to.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work out. Earthshaker gets an Echo, but only on one hero. Fury takes a bit of damage there, but it doesn't matter. 2 BKBs. Invoker throws his up in a he's just praying, man. He has the Wex move speed, but he just can't get away from this Luna. Already a really fast hero as well, and mega kill streak for him. Centaur, I'm guessing, bought back, tries to get a stomp off, but Tiny's here now, but without the Wisp, he just doesn't have the mobility. Clock whips his hook a bit there, but hey, he's got one back in 12 seconds. Who even cares, man? Centaur goes down again. Well, they're gonna lose Rax here. Oh, backdoor protection just not enough on this Rax. And here come the creeps as well. So Glay is bouncing through the base. Moonwells and Rax going down alike. Well, with Invoker down for a while, Centaur down as well, they could probably just go for 2 Rax here, and I would be surprised to see a GG anytime here.
Yeah, the Tiny, he has to make something huge happen. I mean, the heroes are pretty low on Gabe, but still, even then, Luna still has the Aegis, just keeps on wailing at the tower. They do back off finally.
Oh, that toss almost kills the Kunkka. That would have stalled him out a bit, but with their low health, they'll just back it off. I mean, they did a fair bit of damage to the tier 3 tower mid as well. So, got the top Rax, didn't really lose. I don't think they lost anybody in that fight.
They did not.
Yeah,
not even the Aegis.
Yeah, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. They're going to back up.
Oh, a nice regeneration rune.
that'll certainly help out. And yeah, now they can pretty much just go again with the Regoose. We'll see what lane they decide to push, but that's pretty much the only decision they have left going for them. Luna now has almost 6k gold in the bank, so that's another big item coming up here very soon. She could maybe go for finishing that Satanic. That would make her literally unkillable. The damage is already there. She doesn't really need any more damage. I think the Satanic's just fine. Make sure she doesn't get picked off or anything like that. That's the only thing that could really go wrong, and I even doubt they can pull that off, so we'll see what she goes for.
With the Satanic, she could easily just man-fight the Tiny as well. Sure, the Tiny right-clicks a bit harder, but the Satanic lifesteal should be able to make up for that.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, Gabe, they have the Aghanims now as well on Sand King. He has the level 3 Epicenter Aghanims plus a Veil.
Oh god, Veil Axes. That's a ridiculous amount of damage you can find that, but well, and there are heroes all over the map right now for Aware. They don't seem to be aware of the situation they're in, and well, the push is coming, and it's coming very fast. Let them back off if they want any chance of defending this, but well, right now they're just kind of sitting back, and well, they're gonna actually go and try and find the Kunkka out. He's gonna BKB. He doesn't care, man. He's gonna try and fight the Centaur. Blink Burst Strike onto the Centaur Warrunner. Torrent might follow. No, it will whiff a little bit, but well, here comes the boat. Clockwork coming in, not really doing a whole lot either. A lot of flash, not a whole lot happens, but well, Luna's going to work on this tower, killing off some creeps, and well, they just can't really run into this. Tiny is actually trying to split push, and there's an Epicenter that cleans up the IO yet again, but Tiny's forced to TP out, and well, while that happened, bottom racks go down. I mean, not a whole lot more you can hope for is Tiny in that situation other than grabbing up a tower in tier 3, but I mean, I don't know, there are racks down again now, but Eclipse gonna fly through, barely even really tickling that Tiny too much. He gets 4-staffed away, so he's fine, but 2 racks down against the Luna. That's this jacked is gonna be tough save. Oh, Shadow Demon. Wouldn't be so lucky though.
Well, I mean, even though they got the Shadow Demon kill, that's not anything. They can lose Korean Zombie, they won't care. They're 2 racks ahead. I mean, I guess Aware their best chance was actually split pushing, but
Oh, they're gonna try and
will
chase
they
this
really catch
down.
Balsam?
She's a Satanic in this Butterfly. I just don't see them actually having the damage to finish this off. BKB is on cooldown for 25 seconds. This might be their best chance, but she does have an Aegis, so she can go ahead and right-click this heroes. Now that Sand King's made his way in, but he gets stunned immediately upon showing up, but Clockwork showing up as well, and well, that should help clean it up. Gems in the ground, and now the right-clicks come out strong and fast from Luna, but she's getting hit by the Wisp Balls and getting right-clicked with this Tiny pretty damn well, but she's just like, screw Craggy, man. Oh my god, she gets Craggy again, are you kidding me? But, well, with the help of the Clockwork cleaning it up, they'll find the kills, and, well, Tiny, does he have buyback? Yes, he does. They can make one last-ditch defense if they want to try here, but no, they won't bother. GG comes out from the Centaur, and a really nice, it was just a pleasure watching this game, and watching Gabe please actually move around the map and find these pickoffs. It was, I don't know, it was just impressive to say the least.
Yeah, most certainly was it. Aware, I mean, they just felt a little bit out of glue. And I just can't say anything. I mean, Gabe just played so well.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, we'll have to see if Aware can make it up in game number 2. We're going to pop out for a brief break, play some music, and we'll be back with that second game. And this is joinDOTA League, so it's a 2-game series. So we'll see you on the other side, and thanks for watching.